I'm Matt Bishar with REIT.com here in Atlanta for REIT World 2014, NAREIT's annual convention for all things REIT. Joining me today is Seth Weintraub, Managing Director with Morgan Stanley. Seth, thanks so much for joining us today.
Sure.
And now property valuations seem pretty healthy across most sectors. What does that mean for deal making in this current climate?
Yeah, look, property values are definitely healthy, although the values, I think, of all assets these days are healthy. And in some senses, when you look at U.S. real estate, there's a little bit of a Goldilocks environment from an investor standpoint. So you have a combination of the U.S. economy doing reasonably well, not great, but also not bad, better than pretty much almost any other geography around the world. You have the property sector fundamentals actually probably doing better than the sort of regular way economic activity. And so I think, and then you have that people's expectations that we're going to see rates lower for longer. So I think in many respects we're actually seeing more and more interest in real estate despite where valuations are. And we're seeing a lot of equity coming in from investors that either didn't exist or frankly just are, with regulatory changes, there's kind of more capital coming into the U.S., whether that's from some of the Asian insurance companies, from the Japanese global pension fund, or just more generally. So I think we see a lot of equity coming in, and frankly the debt markets are also better than they've ever been. So in some respects I expect that activity level to continue, if not increase.
Now lastly, looking at 2015, are there any sectors that you think are particularly ripe for more M&A?
You know, it's interesting. I think as our pipeline is probably about as robust as we've seen it in a while since 2007. It's actually across a range of different sectors. And so lately, interestingly, we've probably seen activity within the investment management space. There was Mitsubishi Estates, Rockefeller Group that bought TA Associates. We just saw Colony announce a transaction whereby they were effectively merged the Colony capital into their mortgage REIT. So I think there's some of those types of situations. I think we're also going to continue to see activity in the retail space. We obviously saw the Glimcher Washington Prime transaction, but I do think as retailers continue to evolve in terms of really managing the impacts of e-commerce and sort of a different sales environment than we've seen for a while, I actually think some of that will drive continued consolidation. But more broadly, I think we're seeing it really across asset classes.
Great. Seth, thanks so much for joining us.
Great, certainly. Thanks.
For more on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.